Hey, hello. Hello.
Gabriela,
Hey,
if we come back to the same link, why should we exit?
leave and come back. It is because it's the same link, but it's another meeting. Because if we stay in the first, in 40 minutes, it will finish.
Okay.
Then like this, it starts again. More 40 minutes. But we need our expert. It's Dagna. Let's see if it's here. Hello.
Hello. Hello.
Hello, everyone. Nice to see you. My God, I had a problem with internet in the last room, so I hope it will be better.
Okay.
So I will start immediately because no one knows what comes. I'm see you are Kinga, and then next to is sitting who? Just a name?
I'm okay.
I'm okay. And then we have Zuzka, right? And me,
Yes.
myself, I need to rename myself. It's always like I'm Dagna. I'm right now talking to you from Berlin. I'm art therapist and an artist myself. And thank you, Gabriela, for hosting this meeting.
Thank you.
I'm very happy and feel very motivated and honored to be part of this great event. So I will try, I feel like a robot, like repeating things, but let's go. I have a PowerPoint presentation because I know it's boring and I know in the short time this is effective, the most effective thing I can do with you and share. Okay, that's all right for you? Whenever it's something not clear, scream. I would need to share the screen, Gabriela, if it's possible.
I will put you like the host, just a second.
Super.
Because I think it's needed to do that. I think now you can do that.
Okay, then I will, where I am here, okay. Then I lost you guys for a second. I mean, the screen, not you. It's like, okay, so where is the sharing button now? Here we are. Share the screen. Okay, let's start. So why am I talking? How art making builds resilience? Wow, we already know what is resilience. Still, for myself, I want to underline, I want, wait, okay, I want to underline my understanding. So that as a resilience as a dynamic process, which is a negotiation between the individuals and environments. And to me, this is active process, and that's a negotiation. And this is us individuals in a wider context. It's very important for the building the resilience as such, and especially for art. And I want to talk about the art, of course, being aware that art making is just a little piece of building the resilience, because resilience, as you know, and you are experts already in it, it's a super complex thing. Like there are lots of tensions and negotiations around this topic. Art could be one part of it. What I wanted to talk and share with you, it's about the art making, which is to me, art perception and art creation. Because by receiving the piece of art, we're also creating it in a way. And then at the end, I want to sum it up with participatory and community-based art, okay? All right. So then I'm just talking very fast. If you want me talking slower, let me know. So perception of art, and mainly, I don't know if we have like neurobiologists with us in the team or psychologists, and one of you, anyone, all of us, we have a brain, definitely. And what is very important that our brain is trying to understand what the hell we see. So we are constantly in the process of understanding. So whatever we see, our brain automatically try to put pieces together. So what it means, it used the kind of very interesting process, which is like based on this cognition, and by this neurons, by this empathy. Whatever film we look, or if we see the sad painting or happy painting, suddenly we can feel the sadness inside of us. We can feel this happiness inside of us. We can feel this power inside of us, but we are not part of it. We're just perceiving this, and that's a magic. And that's why it's so super important to be aware of this, what we are surrounded by, because it really matters to our resilience. And that's a very quick exercise. You will have 8 images, and I would like to pick 2 images. One, it makes me feel not good. And the second, wow, okay, this one is at least neutral. At least I can live with it, okay? I will just go through the images, and just there are A, B, C, D, A, H, and they choose one that you like and one that you dislike. So will you like to have this one in the room and you feel relaxed? Or maybe this one. Or maybe this one. What would you say about that?
We cannot see the pictures.
How come? You can see my presentation?
We see only the first page of the presentation.
You don't? So wait. What can we do then? Wait, if I do like that, now you see?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, super, thank you. So you didn't see the first one. This was a definition here. So you could see it. Thank you for saying that. That's super important. This is the question, and then the one image, the second, the third. Okay, that's all. I mean, can you choose the one which is neutral, or at least making you a little bit good, and the one that doesn't make you well? Okay, just what do you think? Yes or no? What it means no, yes. This yes, this no, this you say you react to that. So I mean, definitely will not go individually to describe it, but I think you feel the difference. That to some things you react differently. And just by this little exercise, I just wanted to underline that we are the brain and we are the robots in a way, and we react constantly to the things that we are surrounded by. By neuroscience says that we respond to the things that we see the same way that we react to the food or our partners. So if we like something, we need it, will react like, go away, run away. So adrenaline we produce a lot. So I mean, if we are surrounded in our room, or if we surround our office or people with images which are like dark, or music, or the theater, or books, because the art is very then we can expect that they have to squeeze this natural feeling of. So just to be aware of it, just I wanted to show you. There's also the part of the resilience, like the resilience art, you can Google later on, which they say that the art should be only beautiful, and the like whatever we do, which is like, because it takes the artists have a responsibility. We could discuss with it just to let you know that it's existing. Of course, perception of art is information. We can communicate complex scientific things through the art, music, theater, performance. In the COVID, we can lots of have examples how people react, how they build their resilience through the art, how they communicate or say thank you or recognize the others. This is also art called to action. So whenever we want to be called to do something or motivated to do something, we can choose the art. We can go and see the people, or we can do this ourselves. It just So in that sense, I want to, the perception of art is making the art itself if we are talking about our own resilience. So what we are surrounded, what we are choosing, what we are reading is very important, what music we are listening to. When we make art individually, individuals, it's me, only me and my art, then we have two processes, intrapersonal and intermediary. Intrapersonal, this is me, and my art, this is my relation. So I'm somehow negotiating between me and art within my inner outer world. And intermediary, which is the context. We're not in a bubble. We are always surrounded by some shades, by some no temperature, by colors, people, table. So that's a surrounding. So we always have to, in the process of creation, whenever we dance or do something, we are in a contact with the creative process in a response to this, what is around us. Right? So it's important to understand that it's more complex than only making the art. So the place where we do that, it also matters, right? And then there's also the power of dissociation and association. Whenever we dance or we write a book or we paint, we take a problem or issue that we have here, we want to express it, we put it out, we change it a little bit, we paint something, then we add the colors, we do, and if we like it, we, by feeling it and understanding and describing, we put it again inside of us and we integrate it. And this is very basic process in art. So in art making, this association, changing, putting out, making, changing perspective, and association, integration again. And this is all the time going on. So it's very important to be aware of this process. If we only disassociate, then of course we'll become empty. And then what we put there? Then maybe suddenly somebody would put something in us and that we don't want. So it's like, it's important to close the process and always make it as a whole. I want to provoke you a little bit with two examples. So one example of an individual creation is Frida Kahlo. You surely know her. She was suffering a bit pain and in her life. And she was like, she was saying that painting has replaced everything. So she's the example how the artist can cope, and the art may be kind of survival way, no pathway to that. But then we have also Virginia Woolf, that she committed finally suicide. She was an amazing writer, isn't it? But then she was like, because she was alone in the art, because she was so massively, also of course she suffered from a mental illness, but she was diving there, this art was not helping her. She was like staying within this art. There's a list of the artists who committed suicide, just to let you know, not every art and not every art action is a healing action. Some people, when I was working in a clinic with inpatients, if they listen all the time to the music, which is really sad, and they create it or draw all the time, the dead, then suddenly this becomes them. And if we don't transform it, then the art will put them even deeper into the shadow. So that's very important, is that creating together in a dialogue when we talk about the resilience. Coming back to that process, we have this intrapersonal, it's me and art, intermediary, me and the context, and interpersonal. If I'm with someone, with a group, if I share with someone, then we have this triangle. It's a me, art, and a group or a person. And here we talk about our therapy and a healing, okay? Now it starts in that moment. So the visual expression becomes a language that two people can talk to each other, which is very important. And this process does not focus on the solidarity work of the creator control, it opens a dialogue with others. And this is magic in art language, and I'm sure you know it. We can ask questions, discuss, disagree, and reflect. By dancing, painting, we can ask questions non-verbally. And this is very simple, exercise. We have this, probably you know, this open-ended questions, which is how do you feel, what is there, or close-ended questions, no? So like, what, do you like it? That would be close-ended question. And this is the simple example. Those are the two visual questions. Which one you think would be the open question?
The first.
The first one, of course. It's so simple, you see? It's so simple. Sometimes we are not aware that we're very simple interaction, we can make intervention in art. And also what I've discovered and what I practice in my work, it's like the visual dialogue, which is, I'm not talking only and So I will talk with you by painting together on the canvas without even talking. And this brings amazing mutual experience and building the resilience. Of course, we can talk later on, we are free to do that, just to respect togetherness and mutuality, also in the visual art. In dance, it's much easier, but maybe in writing, it's also possible to make this mutual in kind of dialogue. Very interesting. When we are talking about the resilience, we're talking about the defenses. So, I mean, how to cope with the things that are difficult to us. And these cards that have been designed based on the one just shape of the face, it's like they describe different mechanisms, defenses, that we run into the world of fantasy, or we do not express our needs, or we pretend that we are a child, or that we escape to the nature, or blindly we are committed to the others, and a lot of different strategies of coping with something what is difficult. And they are good, they're not bad, because sometimes it's better to keep this mechanism than to put it away, and then what we do if we put it away? We need to be ready to do that. But then also here, I mean, with different tools, visual tools, but also with the dance, if we are with somebody, we can work with those mechanisms and can draw on the cards. We can change them, we can transform them, we can understand, we can make them more beautiful in our sense. In that sense, start a healing, to go deeper to understanding. Also to understand the intuition. The metaphor will never hurt us. This is the magic of art. The metaphor is always like our unconsciousness will always take a healing from this. This is very nice cards, which I like to, you can also order. It's not mine, but they're very beautiful based on the basic PH coping strategies. Very nice described. And here I just wanted to show you from, that's a poster from a congress, which he did on art therapy in psychiatry. They had several suicidal attempts, and by the first one here on the top, you can see that Schmirsch means death, and then by changing just a background, it's already making the change. It's like, that's why I'm underlying the transformation. If we dance the sorrow, then the sorrow we can change into something else by natural movement. So this transformation is very important, whatever we do, and we have to remember it. And then it's like I'm lost. I'm good. We are not bad, isn't it? We have 11 minutes. So now I can a bit slow down. So just summing up, this what I was saying is like by what is building resilience through making, it's improving individual coping mechanisms, self-confidence and esteem if we do it properly, right? So if we really can like go easily, some of you were, I will go to your questions later on. Then distraction from negative thoughts. These are all outcomes of evidence-based research. So it's not my reflection, it's collected from different experiences working with art. It's relaxation, it's mediation between in and outer words. This is what I was telling you about, and development of its relation. It's expression of difficult feelings and transforming them, which is very important. It's reducing depression by improvements in flow and spontaneity, right? It's building positive identity, understanding who am I. The image is incredible, the dancing is incredible by getting connected to myself. But then it's very important to be in a dialogue, not to stay there, but to look, to dissociate it, to look from a distance and put it back inside. And of course, building a network, togetherness, connectedness and things. What helps is if you do this kind of session, is what is very important if you have a studio, if you are the worker, the social worker, and want to, or you work by yourself for your own like growth, it's important to have resources. So if it's a music, it's important to have something to make this music, or a body at least, or a sticks. It's a surrounding, which is tidy, harmonic. You already understand that this is what is surrounded, that is very important. The time, which is clear, the safety. I mean, we need to feel safe if we want to work on something what is fragile. Free articulation is what I'm saying. Sometimes we want to describe things, but sometimes no, and let's leave it open. I mean, the message, the understanding can come later on. We don't have to push it really. And incorporating the elements of culture of a client if needed. We are coming from a context. So this context should be part of this thing that we are doing. Promotion of mature coping strategies, which is humor and fun, and this is helping always. Being aware of here and now, social roles and cultural context, not to go into the fantasy world all the time, especially when I was working with a psychotic patients. I mean, they're all the time somewhere there. To work with them, this is the square, this is a body, this is a room, was bringing them here and now, right? So it's like, it's very interesting where you go with the art. So it really depends on the context, no? And to store the outcomes of the work, record them if it's important, and look back and review the process from time to time. So those are the basic things that may empower your art making as such, right? And then coming to your questions, you asked several questions. Is there any questions which it's your question in this list? So I would like to answer the one that's from you coming. It's like, no, it seems no. So what I think I mentioned most of those things. There is something I didn't mention about how to recognize that we did it. And there is this evidence-based thing that's saying how we measure that we succeeded. And of course, some people measure the blood pressure. Some there are several tests that they can measure your mood, also your like coping, like how you react to the different success. But mainly, I mean, by the feedback and being with a person and empathy, then we can see that we are like proceeding or not. And about the techniques, it's also it was the question mainly for the art and such. I would say be resonant with a technique that you choose. There's no good, no bad technique. I would say the water and the paint make something different, that the line that you do makes something different. The dance that you make fast or pantomime, it provokes different things. So technique really should be something that is for my body and for my perception somehow familiar or at least funny, that we are curious to do that. We cannot struggle with the tool. That's why it's so important to have kind of resources, right? And the last thing, participatory art, I wanted to...
We have 5 minutes, okay?
Perfect. It's perfect. It's the last slide, exactly. So participatory art, remember, which is the, I was saying about the perceiving art and making art. And art give people a voice. And the last thing I wanted to share with you, which was like, this is the resilience kit at Art of Resilience exhibition. And this is the kit that one artist designed for the people that they don't have any more houses and they need to rebuild them. It's how to create a house which is also resilient, supporting the resilience, whereas the sensitive place like for culture. Interesting. It's like by different intervention in our society, using art, we can build the resilience in our societies. And this is super important. I mean, what we share, what we do, how we interact, how we perceive, it matters. And again, it's only the little factor of much bigger image what resilience really is. Basta. Thank you. That's it from my side. I managed. Do you have any questions the last second or whatever?
No, I was just wondering about the change and transformation that you mentioned, that it's very important. Is that can we allow people to find the time when they want to switch to change or transformation, or is it essential that you or we as, I don't know, trainer, I'm not in this field, but like that you have to provoke it or put it into the wordings and the language that it's always a transformation, or you can allow somebody to go and then choose when he or she thinks, okay, now I will go for transformation by myself. Natural.
I guess it's both. The depressive person that's she just committed suicide, and then she's now into again going this way, I would push her. Well, how I will do that? I will not say don't draw it, but I would tell her, take maybe this color. No, I don't like this color. Okay, maybe change this paper. What if we put it upside down? Ah, there's nothing. But what now would you like to draw? Okay, so this is what you have written down. Okay, what else would you like to write down? What else? And what else? And what else? And what else? So I mean, to give a space to the people to discover at least. And of course, if we are just looking for ourselves and it's a longer time. And I would always offer different resources. So at least person can choose by himself or herself different tool, different rhythm, different words. This already is a transition. So the person at least has the possibility to change by surrounding. That's it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dagna.
Thank you. So I should leave you now?
I don't know if you want to talk something else. We have 2 minutes.
2 minutes.
Just to say thank you. And we will meet again after 11:30. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you very much then. It was really nice. I hope it was not too boring.
No.
Enjoy. Okay, so I'll leave you now. I think you have to take a host because when I will click end, that will close your group. So you need to.
We can close and come back to the other link already. What do you think? Yeah.
But you are Gabriela. You are the host, right?
Yeah. But we just have to come back.
Make a host. I will make you be a host, and I will leave it. So you stay.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Welcome. Ciao, ciao.
Ciao.